Yo, what's up, guys? Wanted to do something a little different today. In the past, I uploaded a video, basically going over, what's currently on my M1 MacBook, being a developer, game designer, and web designer and stuff. So I thought I'd just take you guys a quick tour of what apps I have on my MacBook, and what I don't and what I like about them and don't like about them. So first up, I always keep my clock on the left. I have friends in a lot of different countries and all over the state. So I like to be able to just open my clock up. I'm gonna drag it down for you guys. I have my alarm set. World clock. I have all the different places. I have friends in the world. New York, Oklahoma, Dallas, LA, Hawaii. One in Seoul and one in Tokyo for my military friends out there. As well as I have a couple of friends that normally stay in Seoul, so I thought I just add it all to my clock so I can see what time it is anywhere around the world very easily. The next app I have is Google Chrome. I mostly don't use Safari because I also game on PC, which is right next to me, and I just like having all my website information and my logins all stored on the same browser. So that's why I normally go with Chrome. If that wasn't the case, I would use Safari if it was still on PC, but right now Chrome is my go-to web browser, even though it is RAM heavy. But it lets me access everything quickly. All my stored websites, cookies, logins are all right there. So mostly when I click on a website, I'm already logged in, and it just takes me right to normally my profile page or anything like that. Next up is Google Drive, and I'm kind of sorry I got Google Drive because I kind of synced it up to all save in a folder, but it was using up too much read and write because it was just activating on login for my computer. So I kind of turned everything off. This is when I was doing editing on my video MacBook, so it really helped to get my PC clips into the drive and then take my MacBook and go edit those videos. But now I just strictly edit on my PC because Google Drive just wasn't worth it. It was taking up too much resources. Having to always update and keep files up to date was just getting really annoying. So if I do use it, I'm normally just dragging one file in at a time instead of syncing my folders to it so they automatically update. So it's okay, but I just tend not to use it as much anymore and just do my editing on my PC since my clips are saved there automatically anyway. Next up is I keep my Messages app in my dock. I love the Mac ecosystem because I can reply to a text on my iPad, my Apple Watch, iPhone, Mac. I can just click messages, reply, and sometimes I might leave my phone downstairs and get a text, and I can just reply right on my MacBook. The next app I have is just the standard mail app, which I really do like from Apple. All my email addresses, I have like 5 or 6 email addresses that I use on the daily. They're all just synced and up to date on all my Apple devices, and I use Outlook on my PC with the same email addresses. So everything is always synced up and ready to go. It's very easy to use. I can delete a whole inbox, which I remember back on the early iOS days, you had to delete messages one by one in your inbox, which was really annoying. But now you can just select all. You can archive messages, make it read or unread again, set flags. Somebody can send me an email with an appointment, and it'll add it right to my calendar, which is the next app, which is very handy for me in work because I will forget meetings and appointments. So I get the email, I click the add to calendars, and it's right there, so I never forget. The next app I'm gonna open up is Calendar. My calendar is set up very specifically, and I love Apple for this because I can branch time to do things when I need them to be done. So this is what my calendar looks like for this week. You see, tomorrow I have to wake up early and work on my novel, or not. It's mostly done, or just send it out to agents. But everything, this helps me keep organized, and it's also a guilt thing, honestly, having my schedule like this, because I like the game, and I don't want to feel guilty about my gaming because I didn't get everything else done. So this way it helps me see what I have to do so I can get what I need to get done in those early hours of the morning. So when I get off work, I can just come home and stream and not feel shamed or guilt. We're getting older, and I know for me, most guys my age, we tend to feel bad if, oh, I spent 3 hours out there on the game. I could have been making money. You just know how it is when you get older. So at least this way I know everything's done, everything's taken care of, so I can, fully focus on my goals in the game, which, I play Street Fighter, Tekken, and Smash competitively at locals, majors. I've been to all of those over the past decade, even longer. So with this, it also has when I need to make content for YouTube, which you see it right now. It's in that time frame, so that's currently what I'm doing for this video. But everything is laid out structurally. I try to follow this the best as I can. There's always life things that just pop up, where you got to shuffle things around. But at least with this, I know it needs to be done. I know what time it needs to be done by, and it helps me move along from week to week. The next app I have is reminders. I don't have many reminders, honestly. I have a total of 3, which is recycling, putting the trash out for recycling, putting out the regular trash, and then just for my doctor's appointment. I have to get blood work every month, so all that stuff is in here, so I don't forget, because I will leave for work and not put the trash out, and we all know that that's like the next week you're putting out twice as many cans. The trash guys aren't happy. So with this, at least I know, okay, 8 o'clock, trash has to go out. I'll get up and do that as soon as the reminder goes off. I didn't want to put that in my schedule because I want a separate notification for that. The same thing with getting my blood work. So, this lets me click something, click it off. As soon as I complete it, I can just click it and it goes away until the next time it's needed. Really, really great. The next app I have is Notes. I'm not really a note user. I kind of like to just remember things. I'm not really a note taker. If I have an idea for a website or a design, I'll just store it in my brain. I don't need to write things down. That's not really how I work. But some things I have in here are my social links. I was using this so I can just copy and paste them into where I needed them to go more effectively. There should be more links in here for like my Twitter and Instagram, but I just find myself typing them out. Especially if I'm on PC updating stuff, I'll just type it out because I can't get to my Notes app from the Mac on my PC. There is a way, I believe, but this is where I just have my social links. I have the pitch for my novel when I send it to literary agents, so I'm not constantly typing everything over and over again for the agents I'm trying to reach out to. I'm also taking a Google course right now, so I pasted some of the notes in here and some of the links that I would like to check back on because there's a lot of information. I just wanted those links so I can just click those links and go to the information that they're providing me for the lessons. The last thing on my list is my friend's setup list. We play Halo Infinite sometimes, and I told him I would get a list together of everything he needs to have a decent setup for high-level play. So I was able to share this note with him, which was actually very, very good because I pasted it in, and then I was able to share the note to him because he also is a Mac and iOS user. So that was really, really great. But Notes is a great app. I just don't find myself using it that much because I like to just save things in my mind, especially if it's an idea or a game. The next app I have in my dock is Stickies. I don't think I've ever used the sticky notes ever. I don't like my home screen being cluttered. Everything is on the dock. Even on PC, all my apps are in the taskbar, not on the actual desktop like most people have. I can't stand that because I can't find things. Things belong in folders, and that's just how it should go. So I have the stickies up here just in case I need to type something down, maybe at work. But I don't really use it that much. So yeah, it's fine. I've used it once, but I haven't used it again. The next app on my list is Maps. I don't want to show that. You guys will be able to find me, but for Maps, I don't use Google Maps. Apple Maps has really gotten better over the last 10 years. We all know how it was when it first launched. People were getting driven into rivers and oceans and off in trails and stuff. So it's really good now. It lets me sync up all my destinations to my iPhone because that's the GPS I use to get around and everything like that. So having everything just synced up on all my devices, no matter what device I'm on, is very, very handy. The next app I have is Pages, which is just a Mac's version or Apple's version of a text editor. So I keep my things like my resume and stuff. Here's a quick flash of it. in Pages, so I can convert it to PDF or a Word file or whatever else I need to let you do all that right in there. So if you are trying to buy a MacBook, don't worry about people opening Word docs. You can just export it to a Word doc and it'll open right up on PC, which I really love. But I use Pages mostly to keep track of all my resumes and write my book, so I don't lose them. I can just export it to another format if I need it on a different machine. Next, I just kind of started using Numbers for budgeting. There's a lot of templates on Numbers to really get you started. I can just click new document. But you see here, there's tons of different templates you can use to help you get started if you're using it for work, or if you're using it to track progress, or if you're an accountant, or just using it to keep track of everybody's to-do list at your job. It's really great. There's lots and lots of templates. The simple budget in the top left is the one I started with. I can just enter how much I spent on this one item, and it'll update how much I've spent in total for the month. So it's really great. I really do love it. And as I said before, sync through all my devices. So maybe I need to update my budget on my iPhone. Boom, I just open Numbers and I can just update it there. Next we have Discord. That is my Discord. I'm not going to show it the whole time, but nowadays Discord is the number way for gamers to easily talk during gameplay, or just send messages or clips or videos. I remember back in the day, everybody was on TeamSpeak or using Skype or whatever to talk to your teammates while playing, or share footage or whatever. Now Discord lets you hop in and out of servers. There's no calling anybody, waiting for them to pick up. When you play, you hop in the server. When you're done, you hop off, and then maybe your friends are still in there after you hop off. Really good application. I just got off Discord with the guys I was playing Tekken with about 20 minutes ago. Really great. Next up is Battle.net. I am kind of a Hearthstone player, so I do keep Battle.net on my dock in case I want to run Hearthstone. I don't have the latest version right now, but if you're a Call of Duty player or Hearthstone or some of the other games they make, you know what it does. So I keep that in my dock because League is a great game to play on Mac. Hearthstone is not power hungry like most AAA games nowadays where you need a full game PC. So Hearthstone runs great at full resolution, on high frame rate, all that. So I like to keep it on my MacBook, just in case I'm out and I just want to just pass the time a little bit. Next up we have Steam. Steam has to update too, but I like having Steam on my MacBook, not to really play games, but if I have Steam on my Mac, I might be able to chat with my friends through the Steam app if they're at home playing something and I'm out and about. So I like to keep it down there in the dock, just so I can see what everybody's doing, who's playing. I can check the store, see what's coming out. Maybe I want to do a giveaway, so I can check the Steam store, and see what everybody's up to. All the games I have are right here on the left. This is not big picture mode, which I use on PC, but these are a list of all the games that I currently own, uninstalled or installed. So I just like having it on my MacBook, so I can just connect with my friends if I'm not on my home PC. The next app up is the Riot client. I have no clue why I still have the Riot client on my MacBook in the dock, because I do not play League of Legends on my Mac. That is a foolish thing to do, because the M1 Mac I have would not be able to run League of Legends at a good frame rate and have fun. I'd rather play a game like that on PC, where it's structured for PC and I have a good mouse and keyboard and a good monitor. So I do have it down there. I mostly have it just for this reason. The Steam is to just check on friends who maybe be in game on the League, but that's really it. Next up we have SteelSeries GG. This is the app that controls the lighting for my mouse, which is currently giving me difficulties. But I can come in, click engine, and you'll see my mouse is right here. I would show you the lighting software, but I know as soon as I'm gonna click it's gonna crash. Luckily my mouse still has the default color I set it to, so I'm not really too worried about it right now. But if you have SteelSeries products, this is where you go to change lighting. I can increase or decrease the mouse sensitivity, the DPI. I can do all that stuff. I can do all that stuff in here. It also syncs with a couple other things, but I just mainly use it for the lighting. And that's it. You know, they had their little marketing page here telling me what products they have, things like that. So that is SteelSeries GG. Up next, I keep photos down here. I don't really take a lot of photos. I do have a lot of photos stored, but I'm not really a photo guy. But I have it in here just in case maybe I take a photo of somebody's Wi-Fi password, and I need to log in, so I can just go on my Mac and just click it right at the bottom here. But that's that. I also have Photoshop. I've been using Photoshop for over 2 decades now, so I always have Photoshop ready to go. I do have a subscription to Adobe, so whenever I need to access Photoshop, it's down there. I can click it, I can use it. I also have Premiere Pro here, but I just unsubscribed from Premiere Pro because it was costing me an extra, $20 when iMovie is free, and I can make the same kind of, for my quality anyway. iMovie gives me the same quality as I do Premiere Pro. I was very advanced in Premiere Pro back in the day, but now I just kind of like edit, not basic videos. I make them look good, but I'm not doing all fancy keyframes and these special cuts. I just kind of want it to look good and get it done. And that's why I switched to iMovie on my MacBook in case I am editing video. Now on my PC, I have Premiere Pro, and that's where I edit my game footage. But if I do drag something over to my Mac in the drive and I will edit it, I will use iMovie because I can get the same thing out of it that I would if I was using Premiere Pro on my MacBook. So Premiere Pro will actually be leaving my dock as soon as I remember to drag it off. Next up, we have OBS, is what I'm using to record this on. So I hope you guys know what OBS is. I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's just a recording software. Record your screen, record gameplay, whatever you need to do. Next, I have Adobe XD, which is a UI UX tool. Like I said, I am a designer, so sometimes I need to lay things out how I want them to look. I'm not going to open it because it's going to start this big update, but maybe I want to build an application without doing the code. This way I can lay it out and see the transitions, see where I want the buttons, what text needs to go on there. That's Adobe XD, and the same thing with Figma. Figma is also a design tool that you can use for UI UX. It needs an update. I was going to try and show it to you. Let me see. I think it mostly is used in the cloud, so if you're working on collaborations, but it just lets you do things like drop in shapes, drop in text, change colors. You can do transitions from screen to screen if you're building an iPhone app, so you can see the transitions. There's no data on the back end. There's no data, so you're not signing in and stuff, but you can see where the login and the password bar is going to go, things like that. That's what Figma is. Next up, we have Android Studio. I haven't used Android Studio in a real long time. Not since college, actually. My capstone, I was a game programmer, so my capstone or thesis was to build a game. I started with Android Studio. I was going to make a Google Android game, but it just got way too complicated because there's so many different Android phone manufacturers. There's so many different screen sizes. There's so many different internals of an Android phone, CPU, RAM. So I gave up, and I went to iOS development. I do have Xcode, which is the IDE that you need to develop for Apple. If you're doing Mac applications, even the new Vision Pro, if you're making an iPhone app, you will definitely need Xcode at some point. So I keep it handy down there. I would run it for you guys, but like I said, it needs to update. So it is down there. I disagreed to that. I don't know what that's going to do in the future. Next, we have Simulator. Simulator is just the when you're running your app on the MacBook. Simulator is like the iPhone that pops up on the screen of your MacBook, so you can, test the application without having an iPhone. I recommend having an iPhone for iOS development. So you can, you know, actually have it on your device and see how it runs on the device instead of through a virtual kind of situation here. But both are down there because I expect to get my iPhone apps back up in the store very soon. The next app we have is Omni Disk Sweeper. This thing is the freaking best. This app scans your whole PC and will tell you, let me see if I can enlarge it. It'll tell you exactly how much space you're taking up. And it's not just showing you what's in your documents, what's in your video folders, what's in your picture folders. It shows you those folders that are really hidden away and that are hard to find. So if I click on applications here, I can see all the applications on my MacBook and how much space they're taking up. Like Hearthstone is a freaking eater. So these are all my applications. I can see how much each of them take up. And if I want, I can go ahead and delete them by clicking the trash button in the bottom left here. If I click on users, I can also see my library, caches, things like that. And as an Xcode developer, your MacBook storage will fill up very quickly because there's always a cache of the last version of the app you ran. All the simulators, like say you're simulating the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 10 from previous Genesis. All those things the simulator needs to be saved on the hardware so that it can be pulled up and run. So having this, you know, all those caches of old past apps I've ran, or even if I'm not using a virtual iPhone 12, I can just delete it and I can see exactly what's taking up space. You know, kind of in the background, you know, those folders that you really can't find. But I would say be careful because with this, since you can see everything, you might delete some important stuff. But I would just say be careful. Know what you're deleting, know where the folder is and what it's for before you start clicking delete. But great application. I believe it was free. So if you want a quick way to just delete things, you should definitely check out Omni Disk Sweeper. Last but not least, we have music. I'm a very heavy music guy. So this is my actual library of music that's stored locally, not in the cloud. So I have album art for everything. That's just how I like it. I like to see the album art, click on it, and just play it. Also, Apple Music is very great. So I can just go up here and search for whoever I want, and I can just play this through. This is all in the cloud. This portion is in cloud when you start searching for stuff that's not in your library. But I can just go to the genre of music I want, click on it, and just start playing. Or I can search for individual artists. Let's see if it loads up here. See, I can see their top songs. I can see all their albums that have come up over the years. So Apple Music is really great, especially because I like to drive with music on to and from work, or if I'm going to a tournament or anything. And the last thing in my dock is settings. I like to be able to access my settings quickly to change things, because normally when I go in settings, I know exactly what I'm looking for. So I just keep it in my dock because it's something I always normally go to. But other than that, that's everything that's really on my Mac that I use. These are my other applications. Time Machine. I have my VPN. But everything in the dock is stuff that I use daily. So just wanted to give you an update what's on my M1 MacBook Pro from, I think, 2020. It was great sharing this with you guys. I will see you guys in the next video.